Did you know that most Americans believe they need 30+ years of saving before retirement? The truth is very different, and that's exactly what this video, The Lie About Retirement, is about. Most financial advice ignores a simple principle that could slash your timeline dramatically. By the end of this video, you'll see why the decades of work story is false and what the real path to freedom looks like. Every financial advisor you've ever met will tell you that retirement is decades away. They'll insist that freedom requires decades of saving, meticulous planning, and endless sacrifice. They'll tell you to maximize contributions, delay gratification, and invest relentlessly because without hitting some giant number, you'll never retire. And they're not just a little wrong, they're catastrophically wrong. The reason isn't minor, it's a flaw in the question they're asking. Most people ask, how much money do I need to maintain my current lifestyle forever? But that's the wrong question. The right question is, how much money do I need to make work optional? That simple shift in thinking changes everything. It reframes retirement from a distant fantasy to an achievable goal within years, not decades. The conventional advice system is built on assumptions that don't apply to most people. They calculate retirement numbers based on maintaining your current lifestyle in your current location with your current habits. But let's examine that. Lifestyle inflation disappears when work ends. A large part of your spending exists purely because of work obligations. Commuting costs, convenience purchases, stress-related coping mechanisms, all of these fade when employment is optional. You don't need a professional wardrobe, you can cook at home, and vacations no longer need to be condensed into a small window. The moment work becomes optional, your spending naturally drops. Geography and flexibility matter more than most realize. Where you live determines your financial requirements far more than your income. Traditional retirement advice assumes you'll stay in the same expensive area for decades. But flexibility, even if it's simply moving to a lower-cost city, drastically reduces your capital needs. Income replacement is a misunderstanding. Most people equate retirement with replacing 100% of their income. In reality, retirement is about covering expenses. Your income during working years dictates spending potential, but in retirement, your expenses determine your needs. The two are not the same, and understanding this principle dramatically reduces the amount of money you actually need. The financial system profits from fear. Fear keeps people working decades longer than necessary. Decades of employment mean decades of fees, commissions, and control over your wealth. By emphasizing the need for massive accumulation, advisors keep you dependent on their guidance. But the truth is simple. Freedom is a mindset, not just a number. Once you understand optionality, small but deliberate action can collapse decades into years. 5 years of focused work can be enough to make employment optional. Let's explore the principles that make early retirement achievable. Optionality over accumulation. The conventional wisdom says, save more, work longer. The smarter approach says, create conditions where work is optional. Optionality is the real freedom. Money is the tool, not the goal. Time is your most valuable resource. Money can always be earned, but time cannot be reclaimed. Every year you spend trapped in work you don't want is a year lost forever. 5 years of disciplined focus now can yield decades of freedom later. Mindful expense management. Early retirement isn't about deprivation, it's about intentional spending. By understanding which expenses genuinely improve your life, you eliminate unnecessary spending naturally, freeing resources without feeling deprived. Psychology of security. Most people overestimate what they need to feel secure. Fear of scarcity keeps them chained to their jobs. True security comes from understanding your needs and designing your life intentionally. Decades-long retirement advice carries hidden costs, lost time, energy, and opportunity. While conventional strategies focus on savings, they ignore the cost of continued employment. Declining health and vitality, lost years of meaningful activity, emotional and psychological strain, missed opportunities for personal growth. Time is irreversible. Every year spent working under conventional assumptions could have been spent traveling, learning, creating, and connecting. 5 years of intentional action can reclaim decades lost to fear-based financial planning. The question isn't how much money will replace your income. The question is, how much do I need to make work optional? Expense optimization. Without work, many costs disappear naturally. Housing, commuting, and stress-related spending drop. Optional income streams. Small, flexible income sources can supplement your needs without forcing traditional work. Behavioral focus. 5 years of intense, intentional focus is far more effective than decades of passive accumulation. This is not theory, it's a principle based on controlling your lifestyle, spending, and choices. Here's the conceptual framework to achieve it. Define what freedom means. Forget generic retirement calculators. Ask, what would make work optional for me? Understand your true baseline. Separate essential expenses from lifestyle choices driven by work-related stress. Adopt the optionality mindset. Freedom comes from choice, not accumulation. Focus on strategic action, not indefinite saving. Concentrated, deliberate effort over 5 years yields more results than decades of passive saving. If you're finding these ideas valuable, subscribe to the channel and drop a comment below sharing the first thing you'd do if work became optional tomorrow. Engaging with these principles helps you internalize them and opens the door to actionable strategies that can accelerate your path to freedom. Early retirement isn't primarily about money. It's about freedom, control, and intentional living. Conventional advice maximizes work, not freedom. Optionality compounds faster than income. Smaller amounts of money can provide more freedom if structured intentionally. This mindset separates those who retire in 5 years from those who grind for decades. The one more year trap. Fear drives people to postpone retirement indefinitely. 1 more year becomes 2, 5, 10, without realizing the lost opportunity. Identity tied to work. Many tie self-worth to career achievements. Early retirement requires redefining identity beyond employment. Fear of scarcity. Most fear running out of money. True security comes from smart planning, not accumulation alone. The biggest lie in retirement planning is that you need decades to achieve freedom. Financial advisors, media, and conventional wisdom all push this narrative because it keeps people working longer, saving more, and dependent on the system. They focus on fear instead of choice, making you believe you'll never have enough. They base recommendations on inflated assumptions, expensive lifestyles, and worst-case scenarios, completely ignoring the hidden cost: your time, energy, and health. The truth is far simpler. With 5 years of deliberate, focused action, you can achieve what most people spend decades chasing: real optionality, freedom, and the ability to live life on your own terms. Early retirement is about more than money. It's about taking control of your time and designing a life that reflects your priorities. It means waking up on your own terms, structuring your days around curiosity, creativity, and activities that energize you. It means making decisions based on what genuinely matters, not what your calendar or boss dictates. This is a life where growth, learning, and fulfillment take precedence over endless work. Freedom isn't deprivation, it's the ability to choose how you spend each day. Reclaiming your life starts the moment you recognize that time is the most valuable asset you'll ever have. True freedom doesn't come from endless saving or chasing bigger paychecks. It comes from optionality, the ability to choose how you spend your time, energy, and focus. Money is not the goal. It's a tool that supports the life you want, not the life someone else designed for you. 5 years of deliberate, focused effort, knowing what to prioritize, cutting what doesn't matter, and designing your choices intentionally can achieve what decades of conventional work cannot. This isn't hypothetical or theoretical. It's a principle grounded in human behavior, psychology, and lifestyle design, proven by those who intentionally reclaim their time. If this video shifted your perspective on retirement, subscribe to the channel for more insights on achieving freedom faster than conventional advice allows. The truth is simple. Freedom is closer than you think. It starts the moment you decide to think differently.